Marylanders. I saw that the Montgomery County residents are mad because I guess the council or whoever up there in Montgomery County is canceling the property tax credit for this. I don't know if it's one time. Well, do y'all read the paper? Do y'all watch the news or read the news? And I'm not talking about mainstream. Did y'all not know that Montgomery County had a case that went to the Supreme Court, and not only did they tell the Montgomery County schools that they have to allow parents to opt out of these LGBTQ MAP ABC EFG courses or curriculum for their children, but they also have to pay something to the parents, so that's money. Then your sanctuary state, I'm sure so that's your county too. So you have embedded in your county, they need additional money because see, when you ignore federal laws, because federal laws are over state laws, so when you overlook the laws of the country to enforce immigration, to enforce crime, and all of those things, and then the federal government takes or some of your funding, yeah, they need, because you want a sanctuary, so you're going to have to pay. Same, and then not only that, not even just the county, but overall Maryland is a sanctuary state. So, and then if you're a business owner, did y'all see today the cost of doing business in Maryland? I already know because I assist a small business owner in Maryland. So the cost to do business in Maryland, it's not attractive for business. And unfortunately, it's a pattern. Chicago, Seattle, Washington. I'm here in Denver. Or is it Colorado? No, but Denver is in Colorado. But is it Denver specifically? I think Denver specifically is losing a lot of business and residents. See, what happens when businesses can't thrive in your city or state, crime gets too high, and the cost of doing business gets to be too much, they move. So what that does to you as a resident, that limits your job opportunities, that limits the tax base. So the things that you want to see done, where's it's gonna come from? As I famously said, you can't tax food stamps. So who you gonna tax if you don't have a job, or if you only have a small number of people in your state or city to tax? Who you gonna tax? And eventually, what they're going to do, because they have been thinking about it, especially in a lot of areas where they're losing residents and businesses, exit taxes, where they're going to charge people for leaving their state because people are leaving. I know one guy that I follow on YouTube, he was living in Maryland. He got up out of here, moved down south. He got out of here. He was like, the crime, the fees on everything. They always inventing a new tax. Like the governor, he got up out of here, and I don't blame him. Because I'm feeling the same way. When people tell, why you want to leave these? Because DC, it's not changing fast enough for me. I'm tired of it. I am tired of it. They put more into criminals and illegals than they do into their taxpaying citizens. And I've talked about that numerous times before. Taxes don't benefit us. They benefit the criminals and the illegals. We can't get the criminals stopped. We can't get enforcement. We can't get nothing. But I get a ticket all the time. They find a way to have me pay something. I don't want to pay nothing no more. What am I paying for? Crime is benefiting everybody that's doing crime. We in a really ass backward society. And then people are leaving. And my only prayer is that don't go to places where they do law and order. Don't go to these red states and red cities and mess them up with your BS. If you leave a blue city, if you leave a low on enforcement, overtaxed place, you're leaving it for a reason. You're leaving it because you know that you can't. The policies and the tax and the crime is running residents. You don't feel safe, so you're going someplace where it's less of it, where crime and laws are enforced. So if you go there, then you need to make sure that you maintain it. Don't go there voting for these. Don't go there voting for the same weak on crime and overtax happy and dumbed down education. Don't go there with that foolishness. I'm telling you now. Maryland is on track if they don't get it together. They are on track to be the things of these other places that are falling apart due to bad business policy. And the reason why I watch business policy is because eventually we all gonna have to make a decision to go where you can live and where businesses are. Because if you keep shrinking out business, the only thing this area has going for it is you still have some major defense contractors and different contractors, and you have the federal government has a lot of headquarters here. But other than that, it's gonna be hard because the priorities are messed up. When you prioritize individuals that some do work under the table, but most of them are not working. They came here during a time where they were giving them benefits for everything. I saw it from where I work. And I hear about it from other people that talk about it. But most of y'all still in the dark and in the blind because you're in denial. They tell you they don't do it. They doing it. It's out there. It's documented. Then it's coming out that they doing it. And Mikey Sherrill, let me say something to you, sister, up there in New Jersey. Now, you know it's illegals. You said that. You came out, made your announcement last week. Now, you're not going to release the rolls. And then there was one guy, bless his heart, young black gentleman, was a Democrat. He said he wants her to release the rolls. I mean, why not? If you want a situation, see, when stuff like that, when you found out that there was something going on, and then I see the software people came and clapped back on you though, and said it wasn't no error, which I know it wasn't no error for the software. It was y'all. I already know, but that's neither here nor there. The bottom line is, it's illegals registered to vote when they shouldn't be, and we got video of another person that was directing them how to vote. See, these people, they tell you, but they know that you don't watch all channels. See, all channels don't report the same things. They don't give you whole clips. They don't give you a whole view. They give you what they want to give you, especially because they are aligned with these people. So you have to do it on your own. But when you don't do it on your own, you just like the kids in the dumbed down school. They can tell you anything. And then by the time you look up, you're too dumb to realize that they done sold you a bad bill of goods because you weren't able to think or analyze the information and to think critically. And then Lord knows when you don't discern anything because you don't stay connected in your Bible, you rely on what somebody tell you and pulpits that have been hijacked, so you don't know. But these are things that you got to think about. It's more than just, I don't need to like. I just need people in here to do things to make sure businesses feel like they can come here, that you can build a business, start a business if you want, or you can maintain a business because you want people to grow where they can employ people. If you don't have businesses to employ people, where's your tax base going to be? But yet you're going to want to increase food stamps. But we got a whole bunch of people that we imported here that are on food stamps. the information is out there on that also. It's a lot of them that are on food stamps. Why do we have to take care of them? And we got to take care of our own that don't want to work. And that y'all whine about, and they whining because they require. And I still, like, again, I believe the president needs to lower the 14. If your child is 14 and under, no, it's under 14, you don't have to. No, I think if you able-bodied, shoot, 8 is good for them to go out here and work 20 hours or do a volunteer something, activity, or take a class or something. But that was generous to do 14, but then people whining about that. Yeah, because you want to dress like you in the bed somewhere. Y'all done messed up. And instead of wanting to, you know, a lot of people do see what's wrong and they want to change it. A lot of us, like myself, was never down with none of this foolishness. So we just discussed it, that it's gotten this far because we know it's going to be ugly to turn it around. But you know, you got the ignorant people, but you play bougie. They want to go along with the foolishness. You want to turn ghetto into where everybody is, and no, you need to go on off somewhere by yourself. That's what need to happen. As I said before, they need to take the trailer park, the ghetto, and the bougetto that want to be ghetto. Maybe y'all can be, you know, the leaders of the ghettoans, but y'all can go on somewhere else. Y'all got to go. People don't have time for that. We don't want to see bonnets and pajamas and saggies in public. Y'all go and do y'all own little thing somewhere else. Get an island or something. I know who y'all can have. Then y'all could have left one of them bras for. Yeah. Because y'all fit for that anyway. Or one of the sassies. But yeah, we, no. Yeah, but y'all go ahead. Yeah, so Montgomery County, whoever from Montgomery County or Maryland, period. Yeah, there's a lot of y'all from Maryland. See, I make sure, but I watched the bit. I'm telling you. Y'all pay attention. See, y'all think one thing, but you need to think a little bit deeper than that. If your economy is being jacked up and they squeezing you out, and you paying for stuff that you ain't got no business paying for, that's putting more demand. See, it's too much. The bodies are the supply, and then it's too much demand on the resources. And if you got the most of the resources, because you make money and you're the tax base, but it's not enough, and the tax base is less of the tax base than it is of the people with the demand, that's more pressure on you. Not pretty smart policy. And to be the second, is it the second worst or the ninth worst? Whatever, you are the top 10 for the worst economy. So you need to be worried about that when you making decisions. And then the fact that all this sneaking around trans closets and stuff in schools. Anne Arundel County, you probably about to be the next county, because y'all in the investigation. They gonna get to you, PG. They gonna get to y'all. They gonna get to y'all. They gonna get to y'all. They want, wow, I don't want to move. I don't want to be in PG County. If I'm moving to Maryland, I definitely don't want to be in PG County. Heck no. It had to be a heck of a daggone deal for me to be in PG County. And then it had to be somewhere isolated. I mean, isolated. A back street, somewhere in the cut. Nope. You're going to PG County, might as well stay in Maryland. I mean, might as well stay in DC. And that is not the goal. Because I done had enough.